know what the Quranic preservation means.
Yes or no answer.
And the Christians are the last people on the planet to talk about preservation. Okay, if the questions they ask about the Quran, valid questions, academic questions, which we are happy to answer. When we apply the same questions to the biblical text, you have no legs to stand on. You guys are a bunch of hypocrites.
Go and debate him. Okay. No, go and debate him.
No, he's not debating him.
So now what we have is this. This individual is still trying to cover up his lies. Lying once isn't good enough. He lies again to cover up his lies. Do you know about the lies? Do you know something about the lies? If you lie once, you have to make up so many other lies to cover up your lies. Right. So now, again, another accusation. Another accusation. Now, I'm actually debating him. Do you know what's happening? These individuals have no integrity. I made statements even before the debate with Hatton, the one who squeaks, what's it called? Screams, right?
What's the point?
I'm going to make
Get to the
the point that he's just made now. I never said in any of my interaction, you see, he cut me off. I never stated in any of my interactions ever in this park or in my recorded appearance anywhere else that the Hafs Qur'ans, for example, are exactly the same. We even had a discussion on the ladder. It's recorded in the Dawah channel. Right. Where we showed from a big chart where all the differences, even in articulation, whether you say wasama or wasama, do you see the differences in elongation?
But do you admit you?
Excuse me, I'm making the point. Excuse me, I said.
Do you admit
I said that they are preserved even to those differences of sounds, right?
But did you say not even a dot has changed?
Listen.
I'm asking you a question.
Try to listen, then you will learn. Right. I said that they are all preserved. And what happens is, some people with comprehension problem, and it seems to be the majority of the Christians here, unfortunately, they come along and say, oh, Mansur said, they're all the same. How many videos can you go and see?
They said not a dot has been changed.
I said they are preserved even to the dots. Do you know what dot means in the transmission of the Quran?
Did you say not a dot has been changed?
No, I never said that. That is my claim. But people like him, people like him, and the one
repeating it.
No.
He's just going to put the
Do you want to understand? Is the first question.
No, but I'm asking for clarification.
Do the Christians want to understand? That's the first question. Do they actually want to understand the Islamic perspective?
I'm asking for
If you
clarification.
do, listen to him.
Good.
No. See, what you're saying from an Islamic perspective, that's fine. I'm asking his exact words.
My exact words. It's recorded in many channels.
Listen to
our channel, right? I said they are preserved. Even to the souls, right? Do you know how they're preserved? Let me tell you what a dot is. Do you know what a dot is in the Quranic reading? What is a dot?
Go on, explain.
No, guess. What is a dot in a reading? I never said it's in reading. I'm talking about how they are transmitted in the mushafs. In a reading, when you read them, they are pronounced the same, right? The words. There is not even an additional chapter or a surah. There is no additional ayah or a verse. There is no additional or omission of a word. It's exactly the same. This is what it is in the reading of the Hafs.
So you didn't mean a literal dot.
So when I talked about the mushaf, I said the preservation even to this level. For example, I even used the example of da'ufa, du'fin and da'fin. Now let me ask you, do you hear the difference? Da'fin and du'fin. Is there a difference? Yes. There is a difference. So when I said even to that difference between a haraka, a vowel, right, of a or u, even to that level is preserved. Now, if someone comes along and says, oh, it means there is no change even to this, What are you going to say? Is that what I'm claiming?
You asked for 3 things.
I'm claiming that they are preserved even to this level of differences.
Did you say it was preserved to the dot?
Right, yeah, you're not saying dot now.
I said,
You're not saying dot.
look.
I'm just
Isa, I have to bring it over.
The problem is,
I said exactly what I said
we
already.
were talking about intricate academic,
Absolutely.
the details.
Right.
These guys, unfortunately,
They-
are not able to understand what you're talking about.
no.
You can bang your head against the wall all day.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is a dot? What is a dot?
I'm just asking for
Let me tell you,
clarification on your own words.
a dot in the Islamic academic understanding, right, is when you write something as a dot. In the Quranic manuscripts, it refers to either a diacritical point to differentiate between, say, ba and a ta, or a noon or a ya, or vowelization, that you make them into different vowels.
So let's agree.
That's
If you use the phrase preserved to the dot, you were using the Arabic.
Can you read it?
Arabic definition.
Can you read it?
I can't read it. No.
So what are you talking about?
It's
Listen
all right.
to me.
How can we
He's
explain?
spoken for very
if you-
long.
No,
Let me
it's not a
make my
cop out.
point.
Let me explain something to you. If we are discussing a text, and the questioner has no idea as to how that text is put down, written, the traditional
So
way of
you're
writing
ignoring
it,
the
or
But
how
let's
the
go to the
tradition.
point. The point
Wait.
is changed The point
Let
is
me finish.
You're complaining two different things.
Wait.
We're saying his explanation.
How can he possibly explain a
His
phenomenon
explanation.
to you you do
No,
not
But
understand?
his wording
He
is
used the
now
word
changed.
dot while speaking
What
the
is
English
changed?
language.
So where's the dot? Can you show me the dot?
Listen, if the brother used the word dot while speaking English,
Yeah.
we assume he was referring to the English definition of a dot, not the Arabic definition.
Your assumption is, you're faulty with your assumption there. So now, that's why,
So we assumed you meant an English
no,
dot.
so
If
you
meant an Arabic dot,
assumed wrong. Did you ask for clarification?
it shouldn't be needed.
And of course it's needed. We were
Why
talking
should it
about,
be necessary?
we are
Speaking
talking about,
English,
no.
I assume that
But why are you arguing with him?
We are,
You're asking him.
What a shame.
No,
What a
wait.
You
You
should
don't
try and
okay,
understand.
First,
I've
let me
understood.
answer. Let me answer.
Okay, go on.
Are you asking him or arguing with him?
I am attempting to understand him.
Okay,
good.
In that attempt, there is a basic prerequisite.
Yes,
and
and
that
he
is
used the
to
word dot,
that is to pay
and he meant
attention
the
and listen.
Arabic.
Right, ladies. You cannot argue with him.
okay.
I'll tell you why.
Sure.
I'll tell you why.
No, go on.
Because you do not have the knowledge he has.
I do not know.
Okay, on that topic. On that topic. Okay, right. So don't argue with
We're
him.
not arguing about the
Ask
Arabic.
him and listen to
Everything
the
he said
answer
about
and leave it
diacritical
as that.
points and vowelization, I have no
If you
issue.
want to argue, demonstrate the ability
Yep.
to argue on that particular topic. If you don't have the ability to
I do not
argue
wish
that
to
particular
argue on that
topic,
particular
then
topic.
listen, please.
Okay.
Right.
Can I say a sentence?
You are either teaching
Brother,
or
I'm gonna say a
learning.
sentence. Tell me if it's true or false.
Go,
yeah?
go.
Did you use the word dot in that phrase? And is it wrong of us to assume that you meant the English definition?
can you
of it?
quote me exactly?
I'm quoting the brother here. I haven't watched the video
Even
myself.
by the
Then don't make a claim anything like that. Okay, maybe he can quote me. Quote me exactly.
Let me ask you.
I can
He's
paraphrase.
been preserved
No.
even to the
Paraphrase. That is your mistake.
You mean to find the
Sound
video?
and sound. That's
Yeah,
the
go
point.
ahead. Take the video
No, we're
and
arguing about very small points.
don't misquote me
Just
because
say
we
it.
know.
He's avoided
Did
it.
you say
Listen.
the Quran has been preserved to the dot? Yes or no?
Listen, what I said.
You say the Christians never give you a yes or no answer.
Excuse
I'm
me.
asking for a yes or no answer.
Excuse me, my friends. Right? You are here trying to misquote me as you've been doing all along.
So the answer is no, you didn't say that.
So the answer is, what did I say? Then say, did I say that? Go back to what I said.
If you didn't say that,
No,
then why are you
go back to what I said.
We're going on a tangent. Can we
ahead.
have our discussion?
Go
What
ahead.
he said?
No, but
Do you remember what he
I'm trying
said?
to
Go
ask
ahead.
you
No,
what he
but
said,
it
and he's not
started
giving
off-
me a yes or no
Pull it
answer.
out,
ask it.
play it, and then we talk about
I
it.
want to
Did he
discuss
use
something
that phrase,
different with you.
Adnan? Did he
No,
use that phrase?
otherwise, we talk about something else.
Yeah, let's talk about
Okay.
something else. Why?
Because
No.
we know
Yeah.
what the Quranic preservation
A
means.
yes or no answer.
And the
Adnan.
Christians are the last people on the planet to talk about preservation.
Okay.
Okay, if we, the questions they ask about the Quran, valid questions, academic questions, which we are happy to answer.
Okay.
When we apply the same questions to the biblical text, you have no legs to stand on. You guys are a bunch of hypocrites.
This isn't about the Quran.
You guys,
asking
it's like
about the
kettle
word.
telling the
Okay, Mansur,
pot.
what he said.
It's like kettle telling the pot black.
The other problem is,
Let me
they
ask you-
can't even quote me right.
Yes.
Look how incapable they are.
I asked you if you said it. I wasn't
Yeah,
quoting.
go ahead. He memorized it. Go on.
He said the Quran has been preserved even to the dot, letter, sound,
Yes.
and vowel.
Yes, we
Yes.
stand by that.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
we stand by
We call
that.
you. We call
Yes.
you. Sorry,
Yeah.
so why
Yes.
are you calling us a liar then?
Yes.
That's what he demonstrated.
Why
Dafin and
you
Dofin,
say
even to the dot, which represents a
let me
vowel,
ask you,
even to
Adnan,
that level
proceed.
is being preserved.
No,
Go,
wait.
tangent.
What is our claim? Let me put it simply so that you understand. Our claim is that we have every single word of the Quran transmitted to us directly from the Prophet. This is what our claim is. Now look at your face.
Where did the Prophet get the word?
Yes.
Where did the Prophet get
No,
the word?
wait. This is what I claim. And we will stand by. I want you to make the same claim about Mark. I want you to make the same claim about Mark. Can you make the same claim about Gospel of Mark? Mark, Luke, John. Can you make the same claim? Can you repeat my words? Can you repeat my words? We claim that the Gospel of Mark has been transmitted to us in the very wording he wrote. Repeat that.
Can you claim that?
Can you claim that?
Are you saying-
Can you claim that?
So you're not-
Hello? Why have you gone non stop? Wait. Can you repeat that?
Why was the evidence
This is how you are a bunch of hypocrites.
Okay.
This is why we don't like talking to people like you.
Let me.
That's why, because you are a bunch of hypocrites.
Okay.
You throw something at us, and you guys, as I said, the kettle telling the pot you're black.
You've made a very good point. Now,
You can never repeat that claim. Any Christian here, any Christian missionary or activist or scholar or a student, whoever you are, can you make this claim? The Gospel of Mark has been transmitted to us in the very wording Mark wrote once upon a time.
Okay,
I want you, anyone who is able to say these words, anyone.
Your proof
The
has been
answer is
burned.
no.
We kept our evidence.
We kept the answer is no.
Okay.
Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So can you help us by repeating my words?
Wait.
Can you make that claim?
We're talking about.
Can you repeat after me?
We're talking about source
The Gospel of Mark. This guy's very brave. He keeps coming
Let's
forward.
talk about source primacy. Yes. I'm going to give everyone a definition.
Wait.
of source primacy.
No. I want to stick to the topic.
No.
You're talking about the Quran.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do it till 11
Yes.
o'clock at night.
That's fine.
I've got 5 hours. No
Yeah.
problem.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Now we're going to do that. Before we do that, however, let's be fair with each other. We make a claim about the Quran. Let's hear my claim.
No.
We claim that every single word taught by the Prophet Muhammad as the Quran has reached us uncorrupted, uninterrupted. Yes, it has reached every single word. Did you hear my claim?
Yes, I did.
Every single word. Now. Make the same claim about the Gospel of Mark.
No. Wait.
Hello?
You're not making that
Wait.
Wait.
You're not making that claim. So on what basis? On what basis are you questioning the Quran when you guys cannot make the same
Let me
claim?
make my point.
It's like I'm a drinker. I'm a drunkard. I come to you. Why do you drink? Man, you're a drunkard. Man, you're an alcoholic. I sniff cocaine.
I had
God
the question.
forbid. I sniff cocaine.
You're going
and I
around
come to
in
you and I
circles.
condemn you.
Let
Why
me-
do you sniff cocaine?
Let me ask my question.
Why are you such a crackhead?
Let me ask.
You would tell me, get lost, man.
Let me-
go and fix yourself.
Let me answer my question.
So the point is,
Let me answer my question. You
Let's
answer
get
the
lost
point.
one more time.
if you want me to spend my 5 hours explaining
I
the
don't
procedure to you, then we need to be equal.
I'm asking you a simple
Equality
question.
is, I'm making a claim. Can you make the same claim?
He's spoken about address this. Now I've been waiting to make a point.
Can we have a conversation?
Yes, we can have a conversation.
Can you make the same claim?
Let me now ask my question. Because you were talking about source primacy.
I'm asking you a very simple question in the English language.
He's
Can you
made
make the
his-
same claim I made about the Quran?
Let me say.
Can you make the same claim about the New Testament I made about the
say-
Quran?
Why don't you answer the question?
Right? You don't need to,
I've
right?
been waiting.
You don't need to.
Answer the question.
I've been waiting.
Answer the question.
I've been waiting to speak.
Can you answer the question?
You said your
And
piece.
I hope you put this video up on your Coco channel, right?
This is tangent.
Okay.
Is he gonna answer the question?
Don't change. Don't edit. Don't cut out.
We don't need to edit anything.
Now.
Okay.
We're not
No,
with you guys who
no,
You
burn.
were talking about
my brothers, I can see why you're upset. I know.
I've waited for Mansur.
I want to play a simple
I've waited
game.
to ask
I want to play a
question.
game which is simple. I'm making a claim about the Quran. Can you make the same claim about
I have
Can you
made-
make the
haven't
same
made
claim
my
about
point.
the New
I'm waiting
Testament?
patiently.
Can you make the claim?
I'm
I'm
waiting for an answer
say
in the
my
past 10
point,
minutes.
which I allowed you to speak.
Okay, he's going to answer that question.
No,
now.
I'm not going to
Answer my question.
No, you are going to
I allowed
answer.
you to
If you don't answer, there's no discussion.
There's no discussion. Yes, there is no discussion.
Wait. Okay, let's get quiet. When I came, he said he wanted to address his
Forget
point
about coming
first.
and
No.
going.
Let me make my
Now
point. Let me make my point. Because I've been waiting to speak. When I
You
came,
guys were standing
Can I
there
make my point?
thinking
Can I make
as if
my
you have a point. You don't have a point.
Can I make my
You don't
point?
have a point.
Can I make my point?
Yeah.
That was not my discussion that I wanted to talk about.
It doesn't matter.
But now, Mansur was
It doesn't
talking.
matter.
He said, let him make his point to the camera. I've been waiting patiently. I said I had a camera.
And then you were asking him. Remember, when you were poking him every 5 seconds. Dot, word. Remember that? Now when we come to it, you don't want to talk about it.
No. My intention of
You, all of you.
Discussion. So now.
And now you don't have. Now you don't have any
Okay.
words.
Can I speak?
Wait.
Why are you interrupting?
Let's not deceive your Christian audience. Let's not deceive your Christian audience. Let them know the reality.
So you can answer this question, right?
The Quran
I
is
want to ask the
preserved
question I came to
Can you answer this
word
question?
by word from the Prophet. Is the Gospel of Mark, is it preserved word by word as Mark wrote it? Simple question.
I want to answer my
Simple
question. I want to ask my
question.
Can you answer the question?
Can you answer the
I
question?
don't know.
Do you know? Do you know?
Yeah, the last few verses in some Bibles is there, in some Bibles, and some Bibles
It's not.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm not talking about the ending of Mark. I'm talking about the entire Gospel of Mark. Can you make that claim? I'm repeating my claim. The Gospel of Mark has reached us as Mark wrote it in wording.
Okay.
Can you make?
It has reached us
He's answering.
as according to the manuscripts, but some other manuscripts have additional bits.
Have you studied the manuscripts?
No.
You haven't. No. So how do you make that claim?
Because I read about it.
So you have studied about it.
Okay.
Studied a little bit, yeah.
Okay. So
But
wait.
we're not making a claim.
Okay.
We're not making a claim.
That's fine. Now we're talking. No. Now we're talking. So do you admit?
You got a loud voice. Can I speak?
Okay, wait. Do you admit that you do not have the Gospel of Mark in wording as Mark wrote it? Yes? Yes?
We do have it.
No, you don't have it.
No,
Where is
we
it?
have
I'm
some-
saying you don't
in
have
some
it.
Bibles, there are some additional verses. Some other.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe
do you know
Mark
about the
anyway.
variants?
Clearly not.
You don't know the variants.
You clearly haven't studied
how
the
many
subject, have
how
you?
many manuscripts of Mark do we have?
I
Where is the
don't know the
oldest?
manuscripts.
Where
I
is
don't
the
know.
oldest manuscript? Where's the
I
papyri?
don't know.
Where is the
Look,
papyri?
he asked you a
I've
question.
seen it. I've gone to see it.
Good.
I'm so serious about it. I've gone to see it
See,
in
he doesn't wanna have a discussion.
Chester Beatty Library.
He doesn't
What
want to have a
about the
discussion.
manuscripts of the
He's going on
Quran?
Ireland. I've been to see
You're going
it.
on tangent.
Okay. Now
I wanted to have a
now we have the
discussion.
answer.
Okay,
The
Mansur.
answer
Okay.
is we do
Manuscripts
not
of the
have
Quran.
Mark
That's
as
fine.
Are they
Mark
all there
wrote
and
it in
preserved?
wording. If not, why do you want to talk about the Quran?
Because I had a question.
Well, if you sniff cocaine, why do you want to tell him why do you want to tell me I'm the cracker?
Because
If you sniff cocaine,
nothing to do
why
with
do you want to tell me
conversation,
I'm the
man.
cracker?
if the Quran is the direct word
Maybe you
of
do
God,
sniff
I have a
cocaine.
question for you. Yes. Now,
So now you admitted the Bible is corrupted, the New Testament is corrupted.
I haven't made
Okay.
any
So let's
How
do
is
the
it not
subject.
corrupted?
Let's just
How is it not corrupted?
No.
Let's talk about it.
Let me ask
Who wants to
him,
talk?
'cause I-
Do you want to talk?
Who wants to talk?
Okay.
I want to
One
have a
person first.
discussion.
Okay, he's gonna
about
first.
He's saying it's not corrupted. Do you agree with
I
him?
want to have a discussion about something
He's
else.
saying the New Testament
I
is
have
not
okay,
corrupted.
I have a question about something else.
But you can go into
You
something
wanna
else
change the topic
later.
now?
Yes.
Let's
You wanna
deal with
change
the
topic?
topic of
You want to
preservation.
change the topic now.
To
Good.
change the topic to
Let's
the
change
one
the
I
topic.
wanted to
Good,
originally
good.
ask.
Because we can't talk about the Quran when you guys cannot make the
Okay,
same claim.
all right.
If you're naked, why are you telling me I'm naked?
Can I make a point? And then
I'm
you
not
can
naked.
address
I've
it?
got clothes on.
All right.
You're naked.
Okay.
Yes. You don't
So-
have a book that's preserved.
So-
we have every single word.
It's
Every
preserved.
single word of the Quran came from the Prophet Muhammad
What about the stuff that was burned?
Yeah, I was
What
thinking
about
about
that
gold.
in his life. In his lifetime.
What about the?
You don't know what you're talking about.
What about the
Leave it.
writings
Let
that
me,
were burned?
now let me ask you something. You were talking about source primacy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give everyone a definition of source primacy that we can agree on. And we can start.
Can we apply the same definition to the New Testament? Can we do that?
Can I speak without being
Wait.
interrupted?
For some reason-
without being interrupted?
no.
You
I'm
can
only
speak
giving
first
5
and then you address.
You can.
Okay.
You
I said
can.
I'm going to give everyone a definition
If
of
you give
source
me 1
primacy.
minute, if you give me
I
1
said
minute.
I'm going to give everyone a definition of source
Are we going to
primacy.
apply the same definition to the New
I
Testament?
said-
Yes or no?
Let me make my point. So everyone can
Why-
hear.
why can't you say yes or
let's,
no?
Let's
You're
just
the man,
start.
that's
Are we going to apply the same
Look,
definition to the New
listen.
Testament? Yes or no?
Let's give everyone let people understand what you're talking about. So this is a source. Yeah, but listen.
Listen,
Wait,
are we going to
I haven't
apply
even-
the same definition to the New Testament? Yes or no?
Look, let me make my
Obviously
point.
there's a problem.
Let me make my
Obviously
point.
there's a problem
Let me make my
which you
point.
don't want to talk about.
Let me make
And
my
this
point.
is what I'm talking about, the problem. The problem is
No, exactly, that's the one that let him speak.
the kettle telling the pot.
exactly.
You
That's the one that let him
you criticize Christians I've been here waiting for 10 minutes. I've not been able
Well,
to
that's
make
the
my
treatment
point.
you
Simple
deserve.
question you could have answered.
Simply chastise Christians for the same thing. The
I
same
just
thing,
don't do
the
this
same
ad
thing you
hominem.
accuse Bob of, interrupting conversations, not waiting.
Bob,
not being
no.
I've
I
been
accused
waiting
him of
10 minutes
no.
to ask one
Excuse me,
question.
you're misrepresenting again.
Every
I
single
accused
time.
him of
Can I make
intellectual
as-
dishonesty.
Yes.
And lack of integrity. That individual over there.
Okay.
That I've been waiting 10 minutes.
You want to talk?
Yes.
You want to talk? Okay.
Okay.
Give me 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds.
10 seconds. But you haven't even given me 10 seconds.
Okay. 10 seconds.
You give
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
I'm saying Quran is not corrupted. Every
Okay.
single word of
You
the
said-
Quran
yes.
can be traced back to the Prophet of Islam.
And
wait.
From the Prophet, where
I'm
can it be
saying
traced
the
to?
New Testament is...
Wait, from
Again,
the Prophet.
10 seconds and you
You
can't...
said, wait, you said from the Prophet.
10 seconds.
I'm just asking.
10 seconds.
Okay, don't speak.
10
Oh,
seconds.
boy. Don't speak.
I'm saying the Quran, every single word of the Quran, the current Quran can be traced back to the Prophet in the Arabic language.
Okay.
I'm saying none of the Gospels,
Okay.
not even a word, can be traced back to the original authors. I'm making that claim.
Okay.
Do you want to discuss it?
Yes.
Okay,
Now,
let's talk about
wait,
it.
now,
Let's talk about
I'm
it.
not going to. Now, from the Prophet, where did the word come from?
What word?
The Quran. What he spoke. So you said it can be traced to the Prophet. So from the Prophet, where did it come from?
It has been transmitted orally, verbally,
Yeah.
by
But-
person to person. Listen now,
No,
answer.
no,
My answer.
no,
you asked me a
no,
question.
I'm clarifying.
You can't clarify
Who
what
gave the
I haven't
Prophet
said yet.
Who gave the Prophet the word is what I'm asking.
God.
Okay, so from
We
God.
believe Angel Gabriel. Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted
Yes.
to. So now I will make my comment about source primacy, so everyone can understand. So I've just gone on to.
So we're gonna. No.
Now, yeah, let me have
Why-
my 10 seconds.
Okay. 10 seconds.
So
Go on.
source primacy. It says I'm just so you can say if you agree or not. Primacy sources, as the authors of primacy sources at Yale define them, so provide first-hand testimony or direct evidence concerning a topic under investigation created by witnesses or recorders who experience the events or conditions being documented. In other words, they are the raw materials as opposed to the products of research. Do
And
you
your
agree
point
with that?
is-
Do you agree with that?
Your point is.
In terms of source primacy, do you agree?
Well, what's your point?
Do-
Make your point.
Okay.
You read the statement.
the-
What's your point?
So
from
the
it?
question I
Yeah.
had come to Mansur to ask is where the name Isa came from.
How is that relevant to our discussion?
Because
The corruption of the Quran and the Bible.
No,
It's not even relevant.
You're talking about. I'm talking about apples. You want to talk about pears?
Let me. If I just.
I only got involved. I only got involved in this discussion.
Then you will find out.
Okay, where is this definition from?
Where did the name? I'm just saying. Do you agree with it? Yes or no?
No, I'm not going to just argue on Tom, Dick and Harry definition. Where is this from?
Why do we have to agree with that?
You don't have to.
No, where
I'm
is this
asking
definition from?
What's your point? I want to hear your point. I wanna
Where
know
is
the
this
ultimate
definition
point.
from?
Where is it from?
Yes.
Google.
It's Yale's definition.
Of what?
Source primacy. The definition of what?
Source primacy of what?
Because you said transmission of information. So we have to know, because you even asked about Mark, even though that's not what my debate was, but you said, how did we know we get that directly from Mark? That is source primacy.
Amazingly, none of you
Yeah,
were saying
but-
anything.
no, but is
You
that
were
source-
dumbstruck,
is that
all of
source-
you.
Is that
Because you know the
does that come
problem.
under-
Because you're hypocrites.
Okay.
You know the problem. You don't want to talk about
Does that
it.
come
You're
under source
hypocrites.
primacy? Does that come under source
I'm sorry if I
primacy?
come out straight.
Source
That's how I
primacy.
am.
Read that again. So he said you're going to apply that to your text as well, right? Because that's what we mean agreement. Agreement means we agree on a common definition which can be applied to your scripture, my scripture, and everyone else's
Yes.
scripture. So
Well,
let's read it again.
I wanted to speak
No,
about
let's-
the Quran.
No, let's read. No. It has to be a consistent
You can
definition.
talk about the
applicable
Quran.
to
We're
everything.
happy to talk to you about the Quran. We will teach you. We'll sit you. We'll give you notebooks and
Okay.
pencils and a table and a chair
Okay.
and all of that. No
Okay.
problem.
All right.
Why do you want to talk about it when your own gospels cannot be substantiated by the
I
same
want to
standard? Why?
Because
If you're interested
because
that-
wait.
Okay,
let me answer your question.
Yeah.
Because we know the New Testament was transmitted
Yes.
by eyewitnesses. The Quran, as you stated, came directly from
that's
God.
not true. You just made a claim you cannot substantiate. Let's talk
Okay.
about it.
No.
New Testament was
I
transmitted
said
by eyewitnesses.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
you
Who
had
was-
no
was
eyewitnesses.
Luke an eyewitness?
Yes.
Was
Who
Luke
was
an eyewitness?
Muhammad in the cave? Who was there to witness
We're
it?
on. Which John? There are three candidates.
Who was there with Muhammad?
When you make claims,
Because my claim will address
You
this.
had no
10,000
claim
companions.
will address
We
it.
know them
Okay,
by
but that's
name.
why if you let me make my claim.
We believe Muhammad.
Okay,
We believe Muhammad.
If you let me make
No one
my-
has to be there. We believe Muhammad.
definition again.
So there were
We
no
believe-
eyewitnesses.
and no one has to be there.
In applying it.
If I
He's the
say
prophet of God.
Angel
We have
Gabriel
reason
came
to
to
believe
me
that.
and said
We have
this,
reason to believe that.
Okay.
it's
The point is,
You
the
see,
point is now.
he's scared to.
point is you got
he's-
no
Do I look scared
We
by
have
any
witnesses.
stretch of imagination?
Let me
Let me
bring my
let
discussion.
him have his discussion on this first primacy. Read it again, and then we will see how consistent you are in applying that
First,
definition.
we'll go to the Quran.
No,
because that's what I
read the
came-
definition
yeah,
first.
I'll read the
No, we're not going to
definition.
first go there.
This-
We're
I'm
going
just going to read
to
straight from the
understand it.
website.
Where did the Isa come from?
Wait,
Okay.
wait, wait, slow down.
It says primary sources, as the authors of primary sources at Yale define them, provide first-hand testimony or direct evidence concerning a topic under investigation,
Yes.
and are created by witnesses or recorders who experience the events or conditions being documented. In
100%.
other words, they are
let
the
it-
raw materials
just wanna make some
as
points on
opposed to the products of research.
Okay, can I just read that again?
We agree with it.
Now-
We stand by it. We'll
wait,
substantiate it.
wait. I don't. I'll tell you why.
Okay, why?
Primary sources, right? First-hand testimony of direct evidence concerning a topic
We have
under
it.
investigation.
We have it.
Now, to be consistent, right? Let me give you an example.
And go by this definition.
The Old Testament talks about how Adam and Eve were in the garden. Who was writing this? It must be a primary source, right? Written by the first-hand testimony or direct evidence concerning a topic. So was Moses, peace be upon him, the author of the 5 books of Moses, right? So this is not giving us a primary material. It's a secondary source because he was not present in the Garden of Eden. Wait a moment.
Okay.
So when the story of
wait.
slow down. I have not finished yet.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
finished yet.
let me just
I've
address that
not
point.
finished yet.
Okay.
The story of the creation
Yes.
of Adam and Eve.
Yes.
Do you have a primary source for that information in the Bible?
It was Moses.
Was Moses present at the time of
If he
creation?
had a vision, that means he's a witness. Or if God dictated
Look.
to him.
What does it say?
Yes.
First-hand testimony.
Yes. But
So,
if you have a
wait,
vision of
wait,
something,
wait,
or God reveals
Wait,
something,
slow
that
down.
makes you
Slow down,
an eyewitness.
Slow down. See, if I now say I have a vision of the flood, so I'm a first-hand testimony.
If Allah showed it to you, then yes.
Excuse me. If I claim that I have a
That's
vision,
good, that's good.
I have a vision
No, that's good. We believe
of
in
the
that.
flood
No problem.
and the creation.
It's actually substantiating Islam for us. No problem.
Wait.
No, we agree with
So
you.
you are saying if I claim
What he's doing.
if I claim
Listen carefully.
that God inspired me
Your cigarette is messed up.
of the historical events, then I am a first-hand witness because this inspiration comes from God.
Well, if you saw it literally as a vision, then yes.
No.
Because
God-
you
if
experienced
God
strength.
inspires me of that information,
But if God gave you a vision and you saw it happening,
so if God didn't give you a vision, but He just told you,
Feel free to correct
so
him.
it's not a first-hand
Feel
testimony.
free to correct him whenever you want.
well, if you witness
I agree with
it,
him.
it means something you witnessed directly.
Sorry?
I agree with it.
Something you witnessed
I agree.
directly.
Wait.
He's right.
In the whole of the Old Testament and the New Testament,
I find it surprising that you guys believe in
people
that.
have not directly
It's
seen
shocking.
it or had a vision,
You're Christian.
then this is not a first-hand testimony. Is that what you're
You
saying?
disagree with Mansur, but you won't
When
say
we will
directly.
If people
talk
have not directly
honestly
seen
and intelligently, we can see why Quran and why
If
Bible.
it's-
Or why not Bible.
Are you listening?
If you disagree with what Mansur said.
If in the whole of the Old Testament
Can you
and New
not smoke,
Testament,
please?
Yeah.
We don't smoke.
people have not been there directly in the historical events,
Okay.
being there present physically.
Okay.
Can you not smoke, JC? Right? It's not for you anyway.
The Soko or Coco film cameraman is smoking in our faces.
Okay.
Secondly, if they're not
Where it's
present,
illegal to smoke.
and if they did not have a direct vision of everything,
Among people.
then whatever they narrate and record is not a direct testimony from a first-hand witness.
Okay.
Is that what you're claiming?
If that's what you believe it to
No,
be.
is that what you're claiming?
I'm saying if someone has a vision or God has told someone directly.
Look. I am just trying to interpret that definition and see whether
But
you
we have
understood
to
it.
apply it biblically
So-
as well.
so-
in terms of
so
what
if-
Moses would have seen
If
or been revealed to by God. So we can. An eyewitness account is something that is very accurate.
Muhammad is-
That's not the claim here, then.
Yes, but obviously
You're not changing the definitions again.
In terms of
What is the definition again?
In terms of vision,
First-hand witnesses.
Okay.
Right. Was Moses a first-hand witness of the creation and Adam and Eve?
No. Or the flood.
Okay.
You don't have
Or
to
the flood.
believe it.
Okay.
I'm asking you, was he a first-hand witness?
You don't have to.
If
But
he
we're-
had a vision,
We're dismantling his definition.
Does it say he has a vision?
Again,
I'm asking
We
you.
want to talk about the name.
Does he have a
of
vision?
Isa.
Don't-
okay, what is an eyewitness?
Listen,
Someone who
take it
witnessed
back
with
to
their
Moses
own
now.
eyes.
The
Does
bottom line is,
Moses claim?
don't
Let's
pull
not be-
things out you cannot substantiate and stand by.
What's the point of even
Let's
talking?
just go-
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, he said he doesn't have a problem.
I don't have a problem
Okay,
with the
let's
definition.
carry on. So my question was now,
Yeah.
where did the name Isa come from? Now I'm going to give you some biblical references.
Isa-
Wait. Let me give you my few minutes.
What are we discussing? Are we
The
discussing the
origin of the
text?
name Isa.
No, I'm not. That was never the discussion. Why do you want to discuss? I want to talk about
Why are you
apples. You
scared?
want to
Why
bring
are you
pears
scared?
in.
Why don't you just talk
Why are
about
you-
it?
why are
I'm
you
scared.
Stop it.
Can you not see I'm shivering?
Okay,
Can you not see the signs of fear on me? I'm sweating.
Let's discuss this first.
Let's discuss it.
Everyone
give
will
you a
be
talk.
Stop using cheap language and cheap shots.
Okay.
They don't work on me.
Can we have a discussion?
They
I
don't
came
work
to
on
ask
me.
you a
I don't work for
question.
soccer films. Okay.
We're going
So-
on different things.
okay,
I've
so-
asked for your courtesy to address my concern.
Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'll talk about it and I'll see you later, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.